Good morning, welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. My name is Rich. We're here with Moose, and we're going to demonstrate a lot of the obedience commands that we've taught and reinforced. I know a lot of Moose's issues. We're not holding sit stays and down stays. Heeling could be better, barking at the front door at the neighbor's dog. So we're going to go over all of those things when you pick up Moose this afternoon at 1 o'clock. As you'll notice, one, we're working in our training yard, which is distraction-free, and that's what we kind of recommend when Moose goes home. So that way, you know, cars aren't whizzing by, you're not having kids on bikes and stuff like that, so you can just get a better rapport and a better understanding on how Moose works a little bit. The training equipment that we're using is always typically a standard 6-foot web training leash. We keep the bulk of that leash typically folded neatly in our right hand, which leaves our left hand free to make a correction. The only correction we give here at school is a tug and release on his training collar. I'm going to introduce you to that when you pick him up today. We're also using a clicker, which has gotten very popular over the years, and the very occasional treat. I mean, we want Moose, he's an older boy, I mean, he's not a puppy anymore. So we want him to listen to you guys at home without always being motivated by food, and I know that you said he is very food motivated. So training always starts typically on our left. He's seated very nicely, and the first command we're going to demonstrate is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking. Generally, we expect Moose's shoulder blades to be even with our left leg. So the command is Moose heel. Ready? Moose heel. And we try to make it fun. So we got some cones out here for Moose. And whenever we stop, we expect Moose to automatically sit. If he doesn't sit for you at home the first time, the second time, get that little correction and just say no sit. When we give him a command, we expect him to follow it. So if it takes you a couple times to get him to sit, that's okay. We're going to take off heeling again. Ready? Moose, heel. And you should be able to slow down. So if you're taking a walk with Moose in a park or just around the neighborhood, you should be able to slow down to a casual walk. If you're walking for exercise, you should be able to speed up. It's his job to kind of adjust to your pace at home. So he's seated very nicely. The next command we're going to demonstrate is going to be the sit stay. So obviously he's seated first, left open palm towards his muzzle, and the one-word firm command to stay. Stay. And the idea with your sit stay, and what I tell all of our clients, especially with your larger breeds, get a 15-foot training lead so you can get further and further away without running the risk of him kind of bolting out of a training session with you guys. So grab a longer lead, extend that sit stay from 1 minute working up to 3 minutes, and take your time getting to that 3-minute mark. And if it's a rainy day, if it's too hot for Moose, then work him inside. I mean, some of your issues at home with Moose, typical issues, can be addressed inside. So practice obedience inside and out. We're going to take off heeling again. Ready? Moose, heel. Now we do have a couple blankets or fleeces down. One, it's a good visual aid for Moose to do a stationary command. So when we stop, and especially when we stop on these blankets, he knows it's automatic sit. He knows it's a down command coming next. We're going to do that sit stay one more time. Stay. This time I'm going to call Moose out of that. Moose. Good boy. And so this is the first time that I've given Moose a treat during this training session. One thing I wanted to point out too, The hand placement on the leash is important, so when you're walking with Moose at home, I'm almost touching metal, or I am actually touching metal. So one, it keeps his nose up off the ground, because if he's sniffing and smelling and looking where the previous dog was walking, then he's distracted. So keeping his nose up is great. Ready, Moose? Moose, heel. And I had mentioned changing speeds when you're heeling with him. Change directions too. So if you're heeling with Moose and he's getting a little distracted, what we call like an about turn, which means basically turning right in the opposite direction. Keeps him on his toes a little bit. The next command is going to be the down from heel position. So again, have Moose seated first. Left open palm, push it towards the ground, and the one word firm command to down. Down. Stay. Stay. And my mom would always say that those commands don't have a question mark at the end of them. So if you're giving him a sit command, a down command, you don't have to yell or scream, but just be firm with him. You notice that he's focused. No. Down. Down. I was just getting ready to say he's focused on my wife who's on the other side of that camera. So that's why he's staring this way the whole time. So he made a little mistake, not the end of the world. Hey, ready? Down. Stay. Stay. And pick and choose your battles. I mean, if you have to use the occasional treat to make training a little bit more fun with him. Like again, he's not a puppy, so we want him to enjoy this. So training should be 10 or 15 minutes a couple times a day. One, it's great mental stimulation for Moose. So like I said, if the weather's lousy, he can't get out and run or go for a walk, we'll do obedience work right in your home. Honestly, like I said, great mental stimulation. We'll tire him out, and we'll make your lives a lot easier. We're going to talk about a lot of other things with Moose, but all in all, he's been wonderful with us. We want to thank you so much for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer. One thing to keep in mind, if you need boarding for Moose in the future, he's always welcome back if you guys travel, even if it's once a year. So we'll see you guys about 1 o'clock this afternoon.